My name's James Pearce, together with my wife Nicki and children Lily and Harry. We own the YavenVale Herefords stud. Located between Tumit, Adelong and Tumbarumba at the foot of the Snowy Mountains. We run 1,400 stud and commercial pole Hereford females across 4,600 acres. We have 2 bull sales a year. Recently had our autumn bull sale, sold 110 bulls out of 135 at auction, averaged 9,400 and had a top of 96,000, so that was a really pleasing day for us. We're here today to do some preg testing with HVC, fetal aging the females that we've got in our spring calving herd. Our first set of ProWay yards was in 2004 and they still work really well. And I said, I want something like that because of how long they've lasted and how well they've worked, and this has been next level experience. The reason behind where we selected this site for the new set of ProWay yards, we were burnt out in the 2019-20 bushfire, and even though it was a terrible experience, it meant that we had basically a clean slate. Originally, there was a hay shed where the yards are now, but it got burnt, so we had a greenfield site. We selected it because it was pretty accessible, close to the road, on top of the hill, so it was good for drainage, and it's pretty centralised as well. And we put a lot of thought into how the laneways would work to access the yards, and yeah, so far so good. We'd made the decision before we got burnt out to go ahead with the cattle yards because of all the jobs and the rebuild that we had going on. I toyed with the idea of backing out, but I'm really glad we stuck to it. I've been home 23 years now, and I reckon it's the best investment I've made in terms of value for money, return on investment insofar as labour efficiency, and it's an enjoyable place to do work, really. It's a weird feeling to look forward to doing cattle work in a yard, but we actually do, and we get it done quickly and things flow. Yeah, it's been terrific. It really has worked out well. I took the attitude that ProWay are experts in this field. They know what works and what doesn't. For us, we spend a lot of time doing stock work. We know our stock, and that's what we love and hopefully do well. So for me, it's far better to put a job onto people that do know what they're doing and get it done properly than me trying to do it, and it might take me 4 or 5 years to build it instead of 3 weeks, whatever it was, to get it done. So yeah, I think once you can get your head around what you want, where you want it, and how much it's going to cost, I think you'll find that it's a very good result you'll finish with. As I said, I could trust that ProWay would design it properly, and they did. We put an extra yard out to the side, which works well. We had a few little things like we used the cable, which reduced costs, but still managed to keep things neat, tidy and workable, which is the main thing. And when you're drafting, there's a lot of options. You can go any which way, and we seem to do that a lot with the stud cattle. There'll be certain cows that need putting in a different mob at various times. Yeah, there's plenty of places to put stock and put them safely. I think of it a bit like buying a new tractor. There's certain features that you're not aware of, but we're living and learning, and a bit of experience as to what works best. I never worked in a yard that had a walkway before, but it is good, and they seem to just, again, move quickly and easily through the yards. You can work off the cattle and not even be in with the cattle if you want to. So that's another positive that I didn't know that was going to be that way before we ordered it, but it's designed well, and we can get a lot of head processed quickly and safely. And it's not, as I said, trying to rush. It's not putting extra pressure on the cattle, it's just that the system's there for it. And they're almost self-feeding. We're just whipping through them when we're preg testing in particular. AI is the same. I can't overstate it really, but it just happens so swiftly. My father's mid-70s and my father-in-law's helping us today, and he's the same age, and they've worked in a lot of systems and a lot of setups, and they keep saying how good this one is, so surely they have got a better point of reference than me, and it makes me feel good that it makes their job easier. Yes, it is a big investment, I acknowledge that, but as I said earlier, I think it's value for money because it's there for life. It's something that I don't really see as ageing because I think the design's so good that it will remain relevant going forward. Yeah, I'm really pleased, and overall my experience has been tremendous, and I'd really thoroughly recommend it to anybody.